Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Leo, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Thank you to all people who have subscribed already. I truly, truly appreciate it. Leo, I hope you're doing well. I hope you have had a wonderful start to your year. I did a mini meditation before I turned on the camera, and I'm going to read off what I saw in that mini meditation, and then I'll hold it up to the camera so you could take a screenshot, because you may come across these items in your travels, in your daily life. If you do happen to come across any of these things, I would love to hear about it and hear about how they were significant synchronicities to you. So the first thing I saw was red velvet, and I couldn't figure out whether it was red velvet cloth or red velvet cake. It was not clear. It was just red velvet. Sand in the desert. Wind chill factor. So that kind of made me think of, when we're looking at the heat index or the wind chill factor, it's kind of like saying it's what it says something on paper, but in reality it feels like something else. And so that seemed really significant for you at this time, that something may not be as it appears. Grounding. So it could be a good time for you to connect with nature. Alarms, dehydration, and then I saw fatigue. Propaganda, left leg aches, and nooks in trees. I don't even know if I spelled nooks right, but like nooks and crannies, those almost like when you cut a limb off of a tree and then it forms this kind of hollow space where that limb used to be, or if it happens naturally, what happens inside those little nooks? What little creatures, animals end up living there? So this is what I saw in the mini meditation. So I encourage you to take a screenshot and let me know if any of them resonate for you. I'm gonna, they might show up in today's reading. They may not. Not sure. We shall see. Today I'm going to be taking one card from the Human Spirit Oracle, which is an amazing surreal deck, and then the good old Pulp Tarot, which is so much fun. So cards have been pre-shuffled. I'm just going to shuffle one more time to see what we have for Leo. Angel Spirits, guys, what messages, the overall energy for Leo. This card has come out before. Eat your words. Did it come out for you? Oh gosh, I just felt a really sharp pain in my third eye. Like, eat your words. Number 34, which reduces to a 7, which is the Chariot card in the Major Arcana. Some of the words that are featured in this picture is rude, judgment, and doubt. You can see here, there's like kind of a charcuterie on this desk, and then torn pages. Eat your words. It's not the nicest of connotations when somebody says you're going to eat your words. Maybe you said this to somebody recently. Maybe somebody's made you feel as though you were inferior somehow. They criticized you, and maybe it was just an internal monologue. You said, you know what, you're going to eat your words. I'll prove to you. You'll see. You'll see. So whether this was you dishing out something or you having to endure something, it's a card of mindfulness. It's a card of caution, at least to me. It feels like a cautionary tale to somebody. Let's pull some cards and see what that's about, Spirit. 4 cards for the base spread, 4 cards for clarifier, past, present, future, and advice from Spirit. It's interesting. Judgment showed up in the reverse. Not a coincidence. Not a coincidence. Lots of major arcana. Wow. Bottom of the deck. 8 of Cups. Really interesting. I did a daily tarot tidbit pull. 8 of Cups came out. 8 of Cups talks about walking away from 8 full cups. 8 full cups of thank you, Spirit. 8 full cups of love or friendship or, you know, nothing bad. I mean, 8 full cups is beautiful. When we're walking away from it, to me, it simply denotes that you know there's more out there for you. Maybe that's a little bit, I could see this. I could see this scenario. That somebody says, Leo, you have so much going on for you right now. You should thank your lucky stars and just be satisfied. What is that from? Be satisfied. Be satisfied. That's from a movie or a TV show. I don't know. I cannot remember the reference. But it's almost either like somebody's wrestling somebody or has somebody in a stronghold and they're saying, it's almost like they're trying to get somebody to submit. And they're saying, be satisfied. Oh God, I wish I could. It's like at the very tip of my consciousness, you know, what this is from. But they're saying it in frustration. Like, be satisfied. You know, as if, like, what does your life have to do with theirs? You know what I'm saying? Like when people just get up all in your business and they're telling you you should be satisfied. It's like, what business of it is it of yours if I'm satisfied or not? Unless you're complaining about it. If you're complaining about it, Leo, to somebody, then somebody has a right to say to you, be satisfied. But if you're just like minding your own business and living your own life and saying, but wanting more for yourself and feeling like you need to walk away from something in order to pursue something better. And somebody says, you know, you should be grateful for what you have. You know, you're not going to do any better than this. This is where I see you saying you're going to eat your words. This is in the subconscious energy. Let's see what's in the past energy for you. King of Wands. Well, starting off with your energy, this can also be attributed to Aries. Today I see it as your energy. King of Wands talks about somebody who has absolutely no reservations or qualms about pursuing what it is they feel that they must. And as we can see here, you know, that's a little bit of like, it's kind of a blazing fire, you know, things going up in flames, right? But King of Wands kind of looking back on everything and understanding that it was maybe something that had to happen, energetically speaking, right? Not physically, energetically speaking, that there could be something here that you had to kind of bring to the ground, right? What is it that happens when we have controlled burns, like in nature, when the fire department has a controlled burn? It actually helps to prevent fires from random lightning strikes and everything, but it also provides sustenance to the earth below it, right? So if there's a lot of bramble and bush and leaves and everything, that actually covers the ground in such a way that the rainwater can't reach it as abundantly. So when you have a controlled burn, it turns everything to ash and things seep into the ground better, and it creates another kind of nutrient dense soil. I don't know where any of this is coming from. It's just, this is what claircognizance does. It just, all of this stuff comes out. I mean, maybe I read it somewhere, but it feels right, so we're just gonna go with it. But it feels right. That's why they have controlled burns for several reasons, but one is to prevent accidental fires. So set an intentional fire, right? So there's something about this intentionality on part of the King of Wands. You know what you're doing, or you knew what you're doing in the past energy, clarified by the Hermit card, Major Arcana. Number 9, the Hermit card talks about entering into a phase of deep contemplation. Dark night of the soul energy, like can't get any deeper than the Hermit. With regards to one's self, one's own psyche, one's spiritual exploration, where you're asking very hard questions. So it could have been a situation in the past where you're just like, yep, I knew this was supposed to be leveled, got it, but why? I knew, but how did I know? I knew I was supposed to move on to something greater, even though I didn't know the destination. I had no idea what I was walking into or where I was walking towards, but I knew had to be done. Had to be done. Now, I feel like this is an external force to you. Like the more that I look at this reading, I don't feel like it's somebody telling you you're going to eat your words. Because quite frankly, Leo, thank you, Spirit. Quite frankly, I don't see you caring that much. Not to say you don't care about people, but like, I don't see you caring enough about other people to be so embroiled in anybody else's business. Because I feel like you're moving and shaking and doing things. You're in the King of Wands energy, so like, you don't have time. I just saw, see, Spirit is not, there are no accidents. And this morning I was just eating breakfast, and I think I actually reposted this on my personal Instagram, but a father he made a video about something that he told his children that particular day that he wished that somebody had told him when he was younger. Like, his children are like maybe young adults, young preteens. And he told his kids, nobody is paying attention to you like as much as you think they are. Because it's almost like, he said that it's almost like they have, let's say they have like a film camera, a movie camera, and they enter into the room with you, and so they're focused on you just for that hot second. But when they leave the room, they take the camera with them because that's their perspective of the world. But they're the main character of their own movie, as you are the main character of yours. And when you start to realize that, you start caring less and less about what other people think, because they're temporary in your life. Maybe they're forever friends, but they're temporary for that moment. And it's all coming, that video and that message is coming into your reading right now, kind of saying to you that somebody, and when there's somebody that is criticizing or commenting, maybe they don't have a lot going on in their own life, and so they have to focus on something. Maybe they don't have a lot going for them, and so they have to put somebody else down. We know this. We know this story. Leos know this story very, very well, because all fire signs are trailblazers, and they are probably used to a certain amount of critique, because oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes they're the first ones to do something. They're the first ones to take chances, be courageous, take risks. And so with that comes fear, other people's fear. So I'm going to pull a clarifier. What are you learning? What have you learned in your Hermit energy is the question I'm asking. Damn, Temperance. Beautiful. This is beautiful. Temperance is Sagittarius energy. Number 14. Part man, part woman, all angel. 1 foot in water, 1 foot on land. Part man, part woman, all angel. Isn't that funny? The divine masculine and divine feminine being inferred here. The idea being that you took something from one state of being and transformed it, transmuted it into another state of being simply by observing it, absorbing it, contending with it. It felt a little quantum mechanic-y, but it's this idea that when you enter into that room, you change a situation simply by being in that room. Your spirit guides are here because I felt I felt somebody come in and it's feeling a little it's like weird having to clear my throat and having a hiccup at the same time, trying to get the words out, feeling like my throat chakra is closing a little bit. This could have been difficult lesson for you to learn, right? Because, yeah, just because you're the main character of your own life doesn't mean you don't have some lessons to learn, right? The main character of any movie has some major life lessons to learn. And one of them for you was patience. Probably the biggest one. Yes, you're the trailblazer, but you don't have to go in and, maybe that's what this is talking about. Maybe you're the kind of person that wants to level everything to the ground, and Spirit is kind of saying, well, what did you learn? It's just like, I don't always have to do that. Sometimes I can still be a trailblazer while also being subtle, while also being quiet with my goals and manifestations. I don't have to announce everything to the world. Take it as it resonates. But that's beautiful energy. Hermit and Temperance. That feels so zen. What's going on in the present tense for you? 6 of Pentacles in the reverse. You're not necessarily getting the return on your investment. So it's this idea that you've invested a certain amount and you haven't gotten back what you've given. It could be a point of contention for you, clarified by the 5 of Swords. So now, I feel as though you might feel like you have to kind of play dirty a little bit. I don't recommend that, especially because I see the scales of justice ever so subtly in this card, but if you observe, if you're quiet, you'll see them, right? Scales of justice, karmic balance. They say that the 6 of Pentacles, it represents Spirit's energy doling out everybody's share, everybody's portion. I just heard the angels share. The angels share. That might be relevant for somebody. Angels share was this, when I lived in New York City forever ago. It was like over 20 years ago. There was a little Japanese restaurant in the East Village. I don't know if it's still there. It's called Angel Share. And I always thought that, that was a long time ago. And I thought, what a weird name for a restaurant, right? Now it's just like the Angel Share. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. You may not be feeling like you got your angel share, and so you're going to have to take what's yours. This can be, you might have to do what you got to do, but tread carefully is what I hear. Tread carefully. This feels a little bit, this feels a little ego-centered. I have a clarifier on that Five of Swords, please, Spirit. 5, thank you. Somebody could have hurt you. Somebody could have let you down. Somebody could have backed out of a business deal. Somebody could have taken your money. Just disappointed you in some way. And so I asked for a clarification, the Five of Swords. You're not trying to take from other people. You're just trying to take back your portion. The star energy is Aquarius, Major Arcana number 17. Talks about wish fulfillment and healing. The star energy sits right next to the Hermit on my desk. The Hermit traditionally carries a lantern, and in that lantern is the star from the Major Arcana. It's the light that guides their way. Very divinely guided energies for you, Leo. Just trying to take back what's yours, your fair share. I don't know that you're necessarily going to get it back in full or get it back in the way that you gave it. What does that mean? It means that let's say you lent somebody $1,000, you might get back $900. Let's say you helped somebody get through a really, really rough patch in their life. You might get like a thank you dinner, but nothing else. And maybe you weren't even asking for it, but it's almost as if it's almost like I feel like when you gave whatever you gave, there was the expectation that it would be returned to you. Maybe you helped somebody move and you told them, you know, when it's my turn to move, will you help me? And they didn't. So you had to hire a moving company. This is a very specific example, but you kind of get the drift. You're looking to recoup something. But it's more about the disappointment in the person that you feel. That's the biggest takeaway from what's happening in the present tense. And you're trying to maybe forgive that person, forgive yourself for having expectation. There are people that just are not capable of giving to the same level that we're capable of giving. This is something that I've learned. They're just not capable. It's like they want to be, but at the same time, they're just not capable. And so as a giver, if you happen to be a giver, as a giver, you have to make peace with that and have boundaries and say, okay, next time I'm just going to temper how much I give. I'm going to give within reason, and then they're going to have to ask other people for help too, because I won't be able to do it. Doesn't make you a bad person. And I think that's the tough part. It doesn't make you a bad person to assert boundaries. In the future energy, we got judgment as a word that was showing up here. And then you got the judgment card in the reverse. Judgment is Major Arcana number 20, excuse me. Number 20. Judgment talks about the possibility, in the upright, it talks about the possibility of resurrection. The idea of bringing something back from the past. So now I hear the sirens, right? Anytime I hear siren, it's like emergency, emergency. So they really want you to pay attention to this card. It's a little zombie apocalypse, sure. But you got the card in the reverse, which suggests to me that you're not bringing back anything, and you made that decision. Judgment card can also talk about answering the call of spirit, answering your life's blueprint path, you know, like, why did I come to this earth school? What did I come to learn? What did I come to do? How did I come to help? If you're not asking that question, I'm going to say you should be asking that question. How did I come to help? You know, what is the best version of my life that I possibly can live? And how does the best version of my life naturally help others, right? It's not about, you know, you could be a little bit of a bleeding heart and go out and volunteer and take care of puppies and, you know, just go out and just give of yourself completely. That's one kind of way to help, and that's wonderful. You could be a teacher. God bless our teachers, right? Or our nurses, people who sacrifice for others. That's another kind of help. A third kind is simply living a beautiful, well-rounded life for yourself. So if you are raising a family, or if you're backpacking around the world, but you're just so blissfully happy, every person that you encounter will be able to experience a piece of that happiness with you. And if you're doing it right, then you'll remind them of their worth, of their love, of their uniqueness on your travels throughout life. So whatever this is in the judgment card, there's something from the past that you're just saying no to. And you've taken the time out, Hangman in the upright, to consider it. Hangman is, again, the major arcana, number 12. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana so far. There's going to be a 6th one. That's a lot of major arcana. Major arcana being the archetypes of humanity, the first 22 cards of the tarot. When major arcana cards show up, Spirit's hand is like basically holding yours. Very strongly guided by the universe. I just wanted to say Guided by Voices, which is a band. Guided by Voices. I think they're from the 90s. Guided by Voices. That makes me think of my friend Matt. So your name could be Matt, or there could be somebody in your life named Matt or Matthew. Oh, that's very deep cut. Not a deep cut, but a deep dive. That's very deep in my memory. Of that person, of that time, and of when he first introduced me to that band. The Hangman talks about taking a 30,000 foot view, taking a huge step back from your situation to gain a new perspective, a much needed perspective. I think you thought, or you're going to, this is your future energy, you're going to consider whether or not this past energy is good for you. And I think what you're going to realize is the past is better left where it belongs. 2 cards to clarify. Page of Cups, Ace of Wands. Perfect, because it's almost taking a step towards your new beginning. Aces always bring new from Spirit. Ace of Wands is absolutely in keeping with your energy, with your element of fire. Wands is that striking of the match. It's that ignition point. It's that path towards something new. And the Page of Cups is taking one step forward towards that with a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of heart. Page of Cups can also represent an apology. So this person, from what's happening right now, the person that could have disappointed you, they could reach out in your future and say, you know, I just wanted to say I'm sorry that I let you down. What you do with that is your business. But it's in the upright, the Page of Cups, and so it's authentic. We don't want to be gullible. We don't want to be... We want to have healthy boundaries, but you also don't want to be closed off to somebody who is also trying to do their best. So if somebody apologizes to you, Spirit's kind of saying accept their apology. What you do from there is your business, but It's said with a lot of love. Advice. 9 of Wands in the upright. Spirit's kind of saying that this is a protective energy. It's like a keep on trucking, Leo, keep on trucking. You may be dealing with some, it's like the bigger the goal, the bigger the obstacles in a way, the bigger the risks, the bigger the reward. I didn't think I was going to end it that way, but the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. It seems obvious now, but that's not how it was going to come out of my mouth until it did. And this is advice from Spirit saying, you know, you have been through a lot. You're kind of tattered and torn. But when it's clarified by the Magician, I mean, this is number 1 in the Major Arcana. The Magician has the power of all 4 suits of the tarot. It's like, when you're in Magician energy, nothing can touch you. Nothing. You're so in your master manifestor mode, but you have to believe that you're there. This is advice from Spirit, remember? They want you to know that you're wheeling and dealing, is what they just said. That you're making things happen for yourself. And to continue along that vein. Get one more. What is it that you're trying to manifest? Spirit, what is it that Leo is trying to manifest for themselves at this time that you are backing 100%? Thank you, Spirit. Nice, nice. 9 of Pentacles in the reverse and the 2 of Wands. A path towards expansion, right? That you could be deciding between 2 and eventually you're going to decide. But the path, the world is so wide open to you. 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. This usually talks about single, independent, entrepreneurial. It's a very good card in the upright. But in the reverse, it means not so singular. So there could be somebody here that you're considering having some expansion with, if you catch my drift. Could be a business partner too. Could be wanting to go into business with a sibling, or it could be new love. Somebody that you want somebody to open up your world is what I just heard. Open up my world. Ooh. Okay, 7 of Cups in the reverse, 5 of Cups. Wish I should have stopped at the 9 of Pentacles in reverse, but I didn't. 7 of Cups in the reverse, right? This is kind of like Swami energy. Can talk about a lot of confusion, being spoiled for choice, talking about a lot of things to choose from, not knowing what to choose from, not choosing anything, but it's in reverse. So it's like, you know exactly what you want. But this is something, this is where we're going to end the reading on a 5. I can't stand 5s, but 5s are really important for growth. And I'm trying to come to grips with that personally. There could be a situation where you are still unable to let it go, right? Like there's something that made you feel really isolated and alone, and maybe a little bit of self-pity. Spirit is saying, please, please lift out of this energy for your best and highest good. It's not serving you. This is the vibe you want to be in. This is the vibe that is meant for you to create your reality. But if this is the reality you're looking at right now, 3 spilled cups on the ground, then that reality shall be so. It's your choice. That's what they just said. It's your choice. I know which one I would choose. I know which one I've fallen back on. That's your reading, Leo. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Leo.